All right, good afternoon, everyone. Sorry for the slight delay as we get started. This next session is our broom clean session, and this one's a lot of fun. Why? Because we leave kind of a trail of dust behind us when we go across the internet, and sometimes we're not really certain if we've gotten all of it up and cleaned it all up. And so, as we change offices, maybe some of us change firms, or you may have updated photos and the likes. Sometimes you want to make sure that your internet presence is completely up to speed with where you are today. So I'm going to hand off to Kristen as we do as usual, and she is going to walk us through broom cleaning your internet presence. Here we go.
All right, thanks so much, Ralston. Oh, because of our delay, I have to move a couple things around. Hold on 1 second. All right, there we go. All right, so today we're going to talk about broom cleaning our internet presence. This is a continuation, very similar to one of our classes that we've already given for Blitz, which is about your internet presence in general and things that need to be updated. We had a few questions that came out of that class, and a couple of them were, how do I find some of this stuff? So one of the things I want to start with today on broom cleaning your internet presence is your social media presence. It's been a long time since some of us have set up some of our automatic social postings. And one of the questions that we get pretty often is, I don't know where this is coming from. Where is this coming from? How is this posting? And what can we do? I am on my trading account today. So this is our wonderful agent, Buy a House. She's our real estate agent extraordinaire. She has her own Facebook page, and she happens to be running all sorts of automatic postings on it. We know today that you need to be more and more engaged on a personal level on social media. So you should actually have portions of your social media that are posting maybe from an automatic source, but then you should also be backfilling that with some personal information, maybe some market stats, a little video, checking in wherever you happen to be. And you should be really kind of limiting what some of that information is. So today I want to start with at least showing you some of that information on here. So this is Buy a House Real Estate Agent Extraordinaire. This is her page. This is what it would look like if you were to log into your own Facebook business page or something similar to this. And I want you to notice that she has a lot running on here. So she has Paradigm running on here. She also has a social running on here. A social is what's available through BHHS National and Global. And of course, Paradigm is our own partner that we use here with Town Realty to post some of this information. So a lot of this information is coming in here. So she has things on, let's see, separate fact from fiction when it comes to steel framed homes. So it's definitely having to do with houses. Here's something about plants for your house. Here's something about home buying. There's your setting your clocks back an hour. Here's some stuff about kitchens, and you can see that there's lots and lots and lots of information on here. Anytime that you see something like this that says inside the market.info, this is usually coming from Paradigm. We get that question pretty often. I don't know what this is. Is it, you know, what is this source? And that is usually Paradigm when it's coming through here. So here's one, how to tame your inner advice monster. Nothing to do with real estate. This happens to do with something else. So you can see that there's lots and lots of different things on here, but it's not necessarily personal, and it may not necessarily reflect what she is or who she is as an agent. So one of the questions we get is, especially as agents are starting to clean up their social presence, and start really focusing on doing more community connections and making those personal relationships, making those personal posts, maybe inserting themselves into the conversation more, is I don't necessarily want to post this much automatically. I want to be able to go ahead and change that. So I wanted to start with today showing you how you can change this and how you can make it more to your voice and things that you would necessarily talk about. And that way you can also start to have that personal conversation in those personal posts on your social media as well. I'm only showing you Facebook today, but for those of you who might be signed up for other things, Twitter, LinkedIn, things like that, it'll obviously work the same way. When I show you Paradigm, you'll just go ahead and deselect certain things for those organizations. So you can easily get to Paradigm from Town Central. I'm already logged into Town Central. I happen to be on my account right now. And if you scroll down, you'll see this giant Paradigm button right here. If you click that, you will get, you will be able to log in directly to Paradigm. If you happen to get a screen that says, we're sorry, we can't log you in, rest assured, web support actually got a notification as soon as that happened, and we will go in and fix the connection there. One of the things that may have happened with that would be if you actually changed your email and it didn't get changed in both Paradigm and Town Central, it actually uses the email address to create that instant connection. And sometimes we see that that might have broken down, but web support will go in and fix it. We actually get notified whenever that happens to your account. So I'm already logged in as an agent this morning, so I don't have to click this. And as soon as you click it, this is what it will look like. I happen to be logged in as Louis Eisenberg today. Thank you so much for letting me use your account in here. And this is what Paradigm looks like when you log in. One of the things you want to notice, and this is one of the things that I wanted to show today, is this is something that happens on occasion. Part of Broom cleaning your social presence means that if something has stopped posting and you want it to post, there might be a reason for it. One of the things that we find with social media is that the authorization tokens is what they're called, authorization tokens. That little agreement that you check that says, hey, I definitely want to receive this information, and yes, you can share it to my social media page, whatever it happens to be, does expire on occasion. The other thing that happens is if you have a security notification, maybe on Facebook, and it makes you reset your password, that token will also expire. That is a security feature. We definitely want it on there, but you should be getting a notification from Paradigm that says, hey, one or more of your connections has broken. Please go ahead and log in and reconnect it. You'll see this big red bar at the top that says, just review your connections. It's just reminding you that something needs to be reconnected. If I hit review connections, you'll see that Facebook is still connected. Twitter has been turned off, and you can see if I hover over this, it's going to tell you why. Your access token has expired. Please reconnect. LinkedIn is still perfectly fine. And of course, YouTube, your access token has expired. Please reconnect. We do know that these do expire, and they expire on different timelines. So just keep up with that. Maybe log into Paradigm every so often, double check it. And of course, make sure that you're checking your email as well. Let me go ahead and go back to that account since we're through with review connections. I'm going to go ahead and scroll on down here. And it's going to give us the same information down here at the bottom. That warning up at the top is just a nice big warning there at the thing. But you'll be able to see here's Facebook connected, Twitter is disconnected, LinkedIn is connected, and YouTube is disconnected on here. Now, you do not have to have all of these turned on. We've talked about that in some of our other classes. If you only want to use Facebook and you don't use anything else, you do not have to connect this. Just ignore the warning that's up there. If you want to go ahead and disconnect something, you're welcome to do that too. We talked about that in some of our recent classes, that if you're not using social media, if you're not using one or more of these social connections, it is totally okay to delete your account. It's totally okay not to use it. You don't have to have all 5 of these connected. If you only want to use one, totally okay. If you don't want to use any of them, that's also okay. So don't feel like you're pressured into doing all of this as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and scroll up here just so that you can see. Under our name over here, if you will look, we have tours, dashboard, settings, Success Academy, and sign out. Success Academy is all of their training for Paradigm. So in addition to all the internal training that we do for Paradigm, they also have their own Success Academy where they do vendor training as well. If you ever want to know more about Paradigm or some of their products as well, you're welcome to contact us in web support, take a look at some of our training, or also take a look at the Success Academy. They do a great job here. I'm actually on the settings page today, and that's where I'm going to take you down here at the bottom and show you how you can adjust some of these posting settings. So we have all the way down here at the bottom, we have our categories and our schedule for Paradigm. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start with the categories. Most of you, when you started using Paradigm, were turned on full force in Paradigm. Everything was selected. So if you haven't gone in and deselected anything, most likely these are all turned on for you. So you'll see some general content, and you saw that with my training account that I sent you, that we have all sorts of stuff running in there. Maybe I don't want to have, let's see, maybe I don't want to have motivation running. Maybe I don't want to have technology running. Maybe I don't want to have active life running. Those just aren't me. And it's okay not to have those kind of tips and tricks running. Maybe I don't want to do green living. Maybe I just want to leave it to stuff that's really, truly real estate buying. Maybe I'll take DIY out and gardening, maybe just buying, promotion, home improvement, home styles, luxury, some real estate tips and selling. I'm going to take everything else out of there that doesn't pertain to real estate. Then I'm going to go ahead and go down here to holidays. So all of the holidays are normally turned on for you, but maybe you want to go ahead and do something special. We have a lot of agents who, especially this time of year during the holidays, do a lot of very special things, and they're making those community connections. They're reaching out to their people. Maybe you want to do your own posts for Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever it happens to be. A lot of our former military members or family members who are with our firm will also turn off things like Memorial Day and Veterans Day, because instead of having the system post a holiday message, you saw the Halloween one that was on the buy a house example there. They want to post something that's a little more heartfelt, maybe a little something more personal. So they've gone ahead and turned off that particular holiday, knowing that they want to post something on their own, maybe something that marketing has designed for them, or again, maybe just maybe even a video message just speaking to their clients, customers, and their audience on there. So you can go ahead and turn off some of these holidays if you want to post your own, or you can turn off some of these holidays if it's, something that you're not is interested in. I mean, Groundhog Day, we could always just turn it off. Not a big deal. You'll also see some other content in here. So we do have something called broker content in here. From time to time, we're actually able to provide things into the system that can post out to agent sites. So that might be something really cool, like a promotion that we have going on for the company, or it might be something like some really cool and interesting stats that pertain to those markets. The nice thing for us is that we can actually limit that. So if we post a really cool thing that happens in Williamsburg, we don't necessarily have to have that pushed out to an agent that is in Virginia Beach, knowing that content might not be as relevant. You can also turn off all of your seasonal stuff. So if you don't want to do fall, spring, winter, and summer, you can also turn those off. But I find that the seasonals are great generic information and they're kind of fun. So you can control this conversation. You can control the entire conversation on here. I have seen agents who only had one or two of the general categories, and they limited it to their holidays, maybe to the major 7 a year. And then they left their broker content and their seasonal content in here. I've also seen people who just went ahead and left it all on. It's really up to you. And what you want to do is make sure that your social media is speaking in your own voice. So if some of this doesn't pertain to you, or if you don't find that this content reaches your audience, or it's not the right topic for your audience, you can go ahead and scale that back and turn that off. I am not going to go ahead and save this right now because I know Lewis has his own settings in here. I want to make sure that I don't screw that up for him, but do know that once you make any changes here, just go ahead and click that save button up at the top. It'll go ahead and save all of the changes that you went ahead and made. I'm going to go ahead and go back to that settings category here. Again, we're back in settings, and I'm going to go ahead and scroll on down. So we just talked about the categories of content, where you can limit the categories, you can change your conversation on social media. And now I'm going to talk about the schedule. So if I click that schedule button, you can see that right now this agent has sharing on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then they're automatically sharing that content. If you feel like you want to take control of that social media presence, we're talking a lot about this for 2023, where we have agents who are really scheduling out what they want to say and when they want to say it in a more deliberate way. Maybe you say, I only want things to post out of this system on Paradigm, maybe Mondays and Tuesdays. Wednesdays and Thursdays, I'm going to go ahead and uncheck because I am actually going to go ahead and talk about a very specific topic. Maybe Wednesday is going to be a local check-in at one of my favorite places, and Thursday I'm going to do a client thank you. I'm going to let it post on Friday because I'm really busy. I'm usually getting, trying to get all of my showings for the weekend together on Friday. Friday's when I clean up anything that I have to do in the MLS. Friday's just a rough day. I'm going to go ahead and let the system post. And then I'm going to take off Saturday because I know I'm going to go ahead and check in when I'm out showing with my clients. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to uncheck Sunday as well because I do an open house every single Sunday and I can always come up with my own content or do a little home tour or check in somewhere on Sunday. So now you've taken control of that conversation. So you've limited your content to things that are relevant to you. And you're saying in a very deliberate way, I'm going to let the system act on my behalf Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, knowing that I will do check-ins, I will do notifications, I will do client thank yous, I'll do something personal, I will, post some market stats, I will post about me, I will post about a new listing, whatever you want it to do, that you're going to do that deliberately on Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. And this starts to make your social media presence certainly more about you and more personal and tailored to your clients and your business. So you can go ahead and do that. Again, if you want to leave it open for all 7 days, it's totally okay. If you want to limit it to 1 day, you can do that. If you want to limit it to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's fine. But we do want to know that these are your options, especially as we start looking at more deliberate posting on here. Again, if you make any changes at all, go ahead and click the save button. Once you hit save, you'll notice that it says your calendar will be cleared and refilled to reflect your new schedule. One of the things that you may have seen on that main settings page is that actually had the social calendar on it of things that we're getting ready to come up and post. It'll actually go ahead and delete all those, and it'll go ahead and refill with the new categories and refill on different days. One of the nice things about Paradigm, and the reason it needs to do that, is that Paradigm has a self-check in the system to make sure that it's not posting the same content for the same company, for the same agent at the same time, or different agents at the same time. So it needs to refill the calendar because based on the categories you may have chosen, if you backed off certain categories and had already scheduled you for them, it's going to want to make sure that it double checks to make sure that you are not posting the exact same image or the exact same thing at the exact same time as one of our other agents. It's one of the great fail safes in this system, so it does need to refill your calendar with just new information with that double check. The only time you might see duplicate information on here would be certainly things like holidays, but that's pretty typical if you're using any kind of service, whether it be BHHS or not. Again, go ahead and click save if you need to, and you have reset your Paradigm settings. All right, we're going to take a look at one more setting here in Paradigm before we go out of Paradigm and we take a look at the BHHS stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and scroll on down here. One of the things that we talked about in my last class, and I want to go ahead and make sure that we're talking about it today, is that social media signature. So you are able to add a social media signature to all of your Paradigm posts. So this can be hashtags, it can be a phrase, it can be a tagline, it can be contact us, whatever it happens to be. Part of Broom cleaning your social presence, it's also making sure that you have all those calls to action, making sure that everything is filled out that needs to be filled out, making sure that people can get in touch with you, making sure that you have as many personalized things as you can. If I go ahead and click my social signature here, you can see that Lewis has every single one of his posts is going to end in his name. It's a hashtag Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Town Realty, hashtag Norfolk VA, hashtag equal housing opportunity. Thank you so much for including that. This keeps us all out of trouble. But you can also add a call to action here if you wanted to. If you wanted to say something like, search all homes and put a link in here, you can totally do that. You can also put your phone number next to your name if you want to. Whatever you want it to be, you can go ahead and add that social signature on here. If you have not had an opportunity to do your social signature, I highly encourage you to do so. Especially, again, to add that equal housing opportunity on there. That way we are all covered under fair housing, but also to make sure that you have your name and all of your hashtags and things like that correct. Again, anytime you make any changes, don't forget to hit that save button, save, 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 save. And then it'll go ahead and start reposting with your new signature as it goes ahead and post your different content on there. Before I go any further, does anybody have any questions about the Paradigm content or the Paradigm categories, schedules, social signature before I move on? No? Awesome. All right. This has been a big deal. We've been working with agents one-on-one on this a lot. So I encourage you to go ahead and set this up for yourself today. So one of the other places that you can get a social post from the auto posting on here would be from the BHHS resource. So as I go into Town Central on here and I click on BHHS resource, and then, oops, I went one screen too far here. And I click on social media resource on my homepage for Resource Center. So here's my social media resource right here, right here. It's going to give us two options. I want you to ignore one for the time being. We are going to talk about this at a later time. Ignore that. Right now, we're going to talk about this, Ace Social. So a lot of you have signed up in the past for Ace Social, which are the RIS Media posts that comes out, the RIS Media posts. If you go ahead and click on the Ace Social, you will actually be able to work on your account. You'll be able to, again, connect or disconnect anything. You'll be able to see the things that are posting. RIS Media only posts once a week. Okay, which is nice. It's not posting 7 days a week, but we have had people who wanted to turn this content off only because it was duplicate content, or it was content that was just too much on top of Paradigm. You'll be able to go ahead and see all of your different scheduled content. You'll be able to go ahead and adjust your profile. You'll be able to see all of the different content that's actually posting in here as well. However, if you want to go ahead and increase the amount of posts that you're actually posting out of here, if you like the information that's coming out of here, it does do an auto post once a week. But if you do log into RIS Media and you see that you have all sorts of different posts that you're available to post on here, it's going to go ahead and have a scheduled post, but you can actually choose posts that you want to post manually if you would like. Again, it's only going to post one automatically, but it will let you post additional content it manually out of here as well. So as I scroll down here, you're going to again see here's your profile. You'll be able to go ahead and change that. You'll be able to change your social media settings, be able to connect or disconnect any of your social media. And again, you'll be able to choose your post frequency. If you do elect to post more frequently than once a week, there is a charge for this. Just wanted to let you know that there is a charge on here. All right, I'm going to go back to Facebook real quick, just because I want to go ahead and make sure that we're talking about a couple of other things in addition to our content, which of course is our big one this week. I want to go ahead and make sure that we're talking about some of our other things that we might need to have updated. So let's take a look at our cover photos, especially as we start the new year. When's the last time you updated your cover photo? Make sure that it has all your brand compliance on it. Make sure that it has your equal housing logo. Make sure that it has Berkshire Hathaway on it. Make sure that it's reflecting who you are and who your business will be. Do not forget that people can see this cover photo up here, whether they're on mobile, desktop, or tablet. It shows up a little bit differently, and it's a great way to go ahead and brand yourself. Make sure that your profile photo is updated. Again, we're only showing Facebook today, but I want to make sure that you have updated your profile photo everywhere. When you submit a new profile photo to marketing, we go ahead and put it in all the different programs that we have access to. But the things that we don't have access to are your social media accounts. So you're going to want to make sure that you have your most current headshot in your Facebook profile, in your LinkedIn profile, in Twitter if you're using it, in Instagram, wherever it happens to be. Make sure that you have your most recent photo in there. Again, we're going to want to make sure that we have all of our calls to action done. We have the ability to have calls to action on all of our social media. We're going to be able to put call me or message me. This one happens to say message, but there are other calls to action. If you haven't turned it on, you're actually going to have a button here that says, please select a call to action. Essentially, we want to make sure that people are able to contact us. You're going to go ahead and want to look at your about sections as well. So this happens to be a training page. I have this really limited right now on our about section, but you're going to go ahead and put all of your contact information. You're going to want to make sure that you have your business contact information, your address. You're going to want to make sure that you have the correct logos and disclaimers. You're going to want to make sure that your about section is filled out about you. And this is the same across all of our social media. I cannot tell you the number of times that we sit down with an agent for the first time and they might have come to our firm a year ago and their LinkedIn still says their previous company, or in some cases, 2 companies ago or 2 careers ago. So you want to make sure that all of that is updated. Just take a look at your social media presence to make sure that all of your about information, all of your contact information, all of your resume types are available and on there as well. Does anybody have any questions about that content and about cover photos, about any of your profile photos or those about sections? right now we're just kind of this is a great time of year just to kind of look at everything and make sure that it's all up and ready and up to speed as we head, especially into the holiday season. We know that traffic absolutely spikes on social media during the holidays, and we want to make sure that your profiles are ready to go and your contact information is right, and everything looks nice and spiffy and clean, and you look like your local market experts before people start getting on. Happy to answer any questions that anybody might have about their online presence or online profiles. All right, no questions today. As always, we're available at web support. You can email us at websupport@bhhstown.com. If you have any questions, you're not sure how to do something, if you get stuck in Paradigm, whatever it happens to be, we're here to help you. And if you need to go ahead and request maybe some new artwork, or you need to request maybe some new cover photos, you are welcome to use our marketing form. If you go down to our marketing tab in Town Central, you can go ahead and order marketing materials. One of the marketing materials you can order are digital products, and you can go ahead and request a new cover photo if you need it. Just let us know which social medias we're working with, and if we have some brand details on file for you, we'll go ahead and use those. And if we don't, just give us an idea of what you're looking for, and our marketing team and our graphic designers will be happy to help you update your cover photos and any artwork that you might need online. If there's no additional questions, I will end this session today, and I thank you so much for coming.